Hi Simmers,
Hey everyone!
welcome to Make 2. I want to show you a walkthrough of a Japanese castle that I designed that's in my town of Sims Peaks, and you can find it between the bridge and the community centre. So here it is. You can see it's structured around two different courtyard things. It's only got one occupant, but it's a castle nonetheless.
It is a really interesting layout, looks like.
Yeah, now we're going to start by the entrance on the ground floor. And just a couple of things to bear in mind. With this property, I wanted to get a real sense, one, of openness and space, two, remove the boundaries between inside and outside. So on the ground, on the first floor, certainly, wherever possible, I've put these open doorways, as you can see here, that open right out into the large courtyard garden. And third, I think most importantly of all, I wanted to make it feel authentic and period. So this is an old-fashioned castle set several centuries ago. It's obviously, as you can see, Japanese-inspired with the tatami mats and the walls that are traditionally used in Japan. Because these walls have windows at the top, I actually haven't got very many windows at all in the property, just a few, the ones that have an ocean view. So let's take ourselves on a little tour. In we go. And you can see, first of all, there's fire pits. There's fire pits everywhere because, as I said, I want to keep this period. There's no electricity in the entire property. No stereos, no televisions, no lights, no other things that use electricity. So this is just the entranceway with some bonsai trees and some nice pieces on low tables just to, make things look pretty. There's only really one or two pictures that are suitable for this kind of property. So you see the same picture of this kind of mountainscape you see on the left and right of this room again and again, but that's all that Sims FreePlay gives me.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get more variety in wall pictures.
Yeah, I find a lot of my houses I end up just using like weird teen photos because I want something on the wall, but they're just not quite appropriate. So you're welcomed with this nice pretty room, and then you go through. There's like this room here is just like a room for storage, and it's got this nice little plant here, but it's storage for the guards because this is a castle and it needs soldiers or samurai warriors or that kind of thing. So here's their training room, just 4 of these teen, I think
they're preteen.
Preteens. So these aren't quite periods, and there's no one who can use them, but I just wanted to give something to show, hey, this is a training area. So in these wardrobes, this is where they'd store their armor and swords and nunchucks and whatever it is that Japanese samurai soldier guards use. I'm not an expert.
Yeah, you've clearly researched this.
Yeah, it's authentic within what I can get for Sims. So let's go around the property and then I'll show you the garden and then we'll get to the second floor. So as I said, I wanted to give a sense of a mix of inside and outside. So there's quite a few rooms where I just wanted to just put plants inside. And you can put these planters inside as well as outside. So I've done that here. Just you walk through this mini garden, very peaceful, no noise because there's no TV. And here's the staircase which takes us to the second floor. We'll see that later. And then we just have this very long corridor. You can see here how long it is. Just a long, long corridor all the way into the distance with lots of different small rooms. Some are slightly different sizes so that when you look at it from the outside, you have a real sense of a textured and intricate design to the roof. The first room, just simple, just a table opening out into the garden with some cupboards with some nice bamboo things. Another room just with chairs and a fire. Another room with chairs and another opening. Then we have our first kind of maybe a meditation room or just a contemplative room. This is just I think this is the Japanese sofa with a samurai statue and these, inspiring fireplaces. Another room for sitting, and yep, another room for sitting. And beyond this, Oh look, it's another room for sitting. This one at least does have some storage area, and this is where the maids would, have napkins or equipment for tea or those kinds of things. And this takes us to one of the sort of quiet but big social rooms in the house. This is actually mainly Chinese furniture, so this is potentially used for a different type of vibe. And there's a nice fountain again, just to create, not a fountain, what's this called? Water feature.
I would call that a fountain.
Fountain, yeah. And a bamboo water feature fountain just to give the room some pop. Now if we go along, you can see there's a second staircase here. Again, just some more ornaments, some plants. This is the main dining room, the official dining room, which in reality I imagine having like hundreds of chairs in it, but within Sims I could fit 8, so I'm happy with that. Now over here, this is just another walk area, somewhere where you could maybe have people standing around with drinks before they go in for dinner. And this is another big social room. This is the last room of the floor which the normal royalty who live here and their guests would go to. You can see this opens straight onto the garden. So if you're having a garden party, people can just wander in from the garden through this nice big room and then go and sit down for dinner. These last 2 rooms here are really just for the servants. This is where you'd store all your crockery and plates and flatware. And this room, which is the only room that's designed with different wallpaper, a very different door, and different floor, because it's the kitchen, so it has to be fireproof, so it's got stone everywhere. So it's a pretty simple kitchen. I haven't even gone for the normal kind of base and sink in the kitchen. It's just, and there's no oven obviously, because they just have these fire pits to use for cooking all the food for the guests and the owners.
I think you'd have to move one of those fire pits in order for somebody to use the sink, actually.
Yeah. Well...
But I like the idea of it.
Let's pretend.
I like the idea of it. And I also like that you've got, these 2 sections of the building that are sort of bridged by that one dining room.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty cool design.
You can see here, so you have kind of one main quad, and in the back here you have a second quad, which has some bamboo lights and a dragon, just to reflect the Chinese influence for this room over here. And here you have the ocean view. Now at the bottom of the picture you can just see the water there. So in reality I think this would actually be closed off, but there's not quite enough space in Sims FreePlay lots to make it closed off. Let's now take a look at the garden downstairs. More of these trellises at the front. Again, this might be a full 4-sided quadrangle in real life. And I just tried to go for a slightly haphazard Zen kind of feel to it. There's some trees, there's a duck pond, there's another water feature fountain. There's a bench, bamboo, and there's this big golden Buddha with incense sticks. So there's not much rhyme or reason to it. Just want to have a few elements that you could just wander through and just spend some quiet time sitting out here, walking back inside. Oops, sorry about that. And then going back outside again. Right, let's get up to the second floor. Now this is like downstairs, divided into several different main areas. The first area over here is the bath area, which is very important in any house, particularly for a Japanese castle. So here you go in, and there'd be an attendant in this chair who would look after you and give you towels or anything you need from these things here. And here we have 2 big communal bath areas with these. I really like these Japanese style bathtubs. I just think they're really cool and give a real sense of, I don't know, authenticity or age, tradition to it. So again, just more fire pits, and they have basins to help you with your traditional bathing. Back here we have a private bath, just for one person, just to soak by themselves. And over here we have a communal toilet area because,
Yay.
that's they're fine about things like that in castle times. This is the changing room, just some wardrobes and some nice flower decorations. And this room at the end, another just sitting area. And I thought that when people are, maybe before they go to soak, or maybe after, they just want to relax, have a cup of tea, or talk to their friends, this is where they can do that. And that it's still within the bathhouse, it still feels intimate and steamy and, you know, warm, but it's just a little bit of a different space. Now going all the way back out of the bathhouse, there's then more of this mixing inside-outside, and this gives you another long corridor with places to sit, places to walk. This is actually a completely empty room. Another statue, another just long, relatively empty corridor. Now again, so we have the corridor area, and now we have our two final wings, which is where we have the bedrooms. In this whole place, there's just two bedrooms. The first one here is a more, again, like the immediate downstairs to this portion, a Chinese-inspired suite. We have a sofa here, and then here we have the bed with a couple of chairs, a basin, and probably this decoration was a little bit out of place, but it does add something.
That decoration came with what, level 54 or 55, I think?
I'm on level 54, so
okay.
It must have come with level 54.
All right.
So that's one of the bedroom suites, and now we go into the master's chambers. You can see this is where there's another set of stairs to get in from downstairs. Now there's a little bedroom here. That is not the master's bedroom. That is the bedroom for their main manservant or maidservant, depending who you have living here. So they'd be there to be at the beck and call for their master any time of day or night. And that's a very privileged position to be in. They have to look after this whole set of rooms. So here you have standing guard, these imposing samurai warriors. We go through this room just to get to a simple room. Again, nothing particularly special, some storage and a chair. And here we have the master's private meeting chambers, private lounge area. And here we have a large walk-in closet where his manservant would help him get dressed each morning. And finally, well, after the end of that, a bit of an anticlimax. Nothing particularly special, but just a relatively small, simple, and this time Japanese-inspired furnishings for this side of the house, given it's a Japanese castle. And as you can see, there are some windows from which the master of the house, the king or the prince or lord, could look out over the ocean.
I really like that this fence on this property has the ocean view and you can actually see the water moving. I think this is only available on the beach escape lot. Is that right? So
it seems
like you maybe built this lot, I don't know, maybe a beachside escape and then demolished it and then rebuilt the Japanese castle on it. Because I don't think that this lot comes with a ton of other properties that are pre-built in the game. So
I'd love to say that whatever I did on purpose, but I didn't. So I lucked out.
Well, I like that you can see the ocean moving through the window.
I definitely like that touch.
And I wish that more lots that we built on the water would show the water actually from the fence.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Can you see it from downstairs too?
Yep.
You can see the water, yeah. So, that is my Japanese castle. It's filled this entire big premium lot. There's still lots of open space. There's a ton of rooms, a lot of which are empty. But I don't know, it's a different, for me it was a different challenge. And it was quite challenging building a whole two-story castle with nothing that has any sort of mod cons at all. So it was quite limiting, particularly as I wanted to keep everything in the same theme. But I don't know.
So I actually was really inspired by the idea of a big Japanese house, and I have a video tour of my own version of a Japanese resort, but it's more modern, as I said, and it's on our channel, and we'll link to it in the video description.
I'd love to know what you think of my Japanese castle. Has it inspired you to do something else, or do you think there's anything that could be changed or improved? Please let us know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to our channel because more videos are coming soon.
Thanks for watching.